1 minute ago, Song Hye Kyo surprised Lee Min-ho with a shocking birthday present. The world stood still for a moment. It was not just another celebrity birthday. This time, it was different. This time, the quiet world of Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo, one they had so fiercely protected from the glare of paparazzi and public pressure, burst open like fireworks across a midnight sky. And the reason? A birthday surprise so mind-blowing, so emotionally charged, that even the most seasoned entertainment reporters admitted they had goosebumps. What began as an ordinary morning in their quiet countryside home turned into an unforgettable celebration that has now become the biggest talk of the year. Fans around the world are still gasping, crying, and celebrating after what Song Hye Kyo did just 1 minute ago for the man she calls her forever love. The calm before the storm, a birthday morning like no other. The morning of Lee Min-ho's birthday began in silence. He had requested it that way. In past years, his birthdays were extravagant. Penthouse parties, celebrity appearances, diamond-studded cakes, and camera flashes that burned like stars. But this year, after walking away from acting and choosing a life of peace with Song Hye Kyo, he had told everyone he wanted nothing loud. Just stillness. Just love. Just her. The sun rose quietly over their forest-lined home. Lee Min-ho sipped warm coffee on their porch, wrapped in a soft grey sweater. The sound of birds replaced the buzz of public life. Inside the house, everything felt ordinary. But Song Hye Kyo was anything but ordinary. And this birthday was about to become one the world would never forget. Phase 1, a voice from the past that changed everything. Around noon, Lee Min-ho received his first surprise. A vintage radio, covered in wood and gold accents, sat on their kitchen counter. A small note in Song Hye Kyo's handwriting was taped on top. "Play me when your heart feels quiet." He smiled, confused but intrigued. He turned the knob. What came next froze him in place. It was the voice of his mother. Not an old recording. A recent message. A message Song Hye Kyo had secretly arranged, flying his mother in from a remote village and recording her memories in a tiny studio built just for that purpose. "My son," the voice said, "I remember when you turned 5. You cried because the candle smoke made the cake taste funny. Now look at you. A man the whole world loves. But I love you most." Lee Min-ho covered his face with his hands. He did not cry easily. But this reached into the part of his soul that had forgotten how to be seen. He sat there for 20 minutes, listening as his mother's voice carried across decades. Laughter. Lessons. Love. And the recording ended with this. "Thank Song Hye Kyo for giving me my son back." He did not know it yet, but that was only the beginning. Phase 2, a trail of memories. Later that afternoon, Song Hye Kyo handed him a pair of boots and a backpack. No explanation. Just a small smile and a whisper. "Follow the string." Outside their home, tied to a pine tree, was a thin white string. It stretched into the woods. Lee Min-ho followed it. Each tree he passed held something tied to the string: a photograph, a letter, a quote from a fan. Each one told a part of his journey. His very first drama poster. A page from the script where he first met Song Hye Kyo. A childhood picture of him riding a bicycle with scraped knees and eyes full of dreams. But then he reached a clearing. And standing there was Park Shin-hye. Not through video. In person. One of his dearest friends, holding a letter in her hands and tears in her eyes. She embraced him without a word. Then she read the letter aloud, a message written by his late father years ago but never delivered. Song Hye Kyo had found it while secretly visiting his father's old house. It read, "If I cannot be there on your happiest days, just know I always knew you'd shine." Lee Min-ho dropped to his knees. The forest stood silent around him, like nature itself was listening. Phase 3, the final gift. Just when he thought it was over, a soft drone flew overhead. It dropped a small box gently beside him, wrapped in cream-colored paper with gold ribbon. He opened it. Inside was a key. And a note. "Come home. It's time." He walked back to their house, heart pounding. And what he saw when he opened the door shook him to the core. Their entire living room had been transformed into a home theater. Not just any theater. Projected on the wall was a film titled Us, a documentary secretly filmed by Song Hye Kyo over the last year, capturing every moment of their private life. Their laughter, their healing, their tears, their love. From feeding stray dogs in the mountains to Lee Min-ho singing badly while doing laundry. From quiet dinners under fairy lights to nights where he held her close after nightmares. He watched in silence. Until the very last scene. A heartbeat. Then an ultrasound. Then her voice. Happy birthday. We're having a baby. He stood frozen. Then dropped the box he was holding and ran into the next room. There she was. Song Hye Kyo. Standing with a tiny pair of baby shoes in her hands, eyes shining with joy and nerves. He did not say a word. He just held her. Tightly. For a long time. The aftermath, the world reacts. One of their close friends, who had been secretly filming the entire experience, uploaded a carefully edited short version of the day's events to social media with the couple's permission. It took exactly 1 minute for the video to go viral. 1 minute. 1 minute ago, the world was quiet. Now it was on fire. Fans everywhere began crying and celebrating. Hashtags like #LeeMinute-ho-Dad-to-be and #SongHyeKyo-surprise dominated every platform. Celebrities reacted in real time. IU posted a video of herself crying. BTS's V reposted the ultrasound reveal with the caption, "This is real love." Even Korean news networks halted normal programming to broadcast the clip. The surprise had become more than just a birthday gift. It had become a symbol. Of love. Of healing. Of choosing each other again and again. And the best part? It was only the beginning. The world reacts, and Lee Min-ho breaks his silence with a message that stuns everyone. The morning after Song Hye Kyo's unforgettable birthday surprise for Lee Min-ho, the world was no longer the same. What began as a quiet, private celebration turned into a global storm of love, emotion, and disbelief. People in different time zones woke up to the same news: Lee Min-ho was going to be a father, and Song Hye Kyo had orchestrated the most touching and cinematic reveal anyone had ever seen. But just when fans thought they had seen the most beautiful part of the story, something happened. Lee Min-ho broke his silence. And his words made the world pause again. A message from the heart. Lee Min-ho speaks. At exactly 11:58 a.m., Lee Min-ho posted a message to his social media page. The post was not a carefully polished announcement from a publicist. It was raw, honest, handwritten, scanned and uploaded with no filter, no edits, and no hashtags. It began with one sentence. "I had everything, but I didn't know what love really meant until now." The message continued for 3 pages. He spoke about the years he spent chasing fame, the pressure to be perfect, the nights he couldn't sleep because he feared disappointing the world. He spoke about how meeting Song Hye Kyo changed everything, but how he had still held a part of himself back. Until now. He admitted that even after stepping away from the industry, part of him still worried he would disappear. That people would forget him. But then came the line that set the internet on fire. The moment I heard her say the words, "We're having a baby," I realized I was no longer chasing anything. I had arrived. I was home. Within 10 minutes, the post had over 5 million reactions. Fans translated it into multiple languages. Billboards in Tokyo and Times Square began displaying the words in elegant fonts. Major news outlets printed the message in full on their front pages. It wasn't just a celebrity post. It was a love letter to life itself. A storm of emotion across the globe. Meanwhile, the video of the birthday surprise continued to spread like wildfire. People around the world recreated the string trail in their own homes, posting clips tagged with #MinutHo surprise challenge. A fan in the Philippines built a replica of the forest scene using fairy lights and cardboard trees. In Brazil, fans held a candlelight tribute at a beach where they played the music from the documentary and wrote messages of love in the sand. Couples who had never spoken about starting a family were now having conversations they had long buried. Men who never cried found themselves wiping away tears at work. Young people began writing letters to their future selves, inspired by the rawness and beauty of Lee Min-ho's journey. What Song Hye Kyo gave was not just a birthday surprise. She had awakened something in people. Something that reminded them that real love was not loud or perfect. It was quiet, steady, brave. The ring that said everything. As if all of this weren't enough, eagle-eyed fans noticed something else in the video that sent waves of excitement through the internet. On Song Hye Kyo's hand, in the final scene where she held the baby shoes, was a ring. Not the one she had worn before. This one was new. Delicate. Rose gold. With a single sapphire stone. The speculation began instantly. Was it an engagement ring? Had Lee Minute-ho proposed? Or had she proposed to him? Rumors began circulating that after the surprise, Lee Minute-ho fell to his knees and placed the ring on her finger, a ring he had carried in his pocket for weeks, unsure of the perfect moment. No confirmation has come from either of them yet. But Song Hye Kyo's eyes in that final frame said it all. There was no script. This was real. And it was only getting deeper. Hollywood reacts, and offers come pouring in. Within 24 hours of the reveal, something no one expected happened. Hollywood came knocking. Major studios, A-list directors, and award-winning producers began contacting their agencies. Not to lure them back into traditional acting roles, but to offer them a unique opportunity to turn their documentary love story into an international film experience. One offer included a global theatrical release followed by a streaming series that would explore the full emotional timeline of their relationship. Another suggested a docudrama hybrid that would combine real footage with dramatic retellings. One message from a renowned filmmaker simply said, "What you two have is not a love story. It's a legend. Let us help the world see it." Still, sources close to the couple say they are not rushing into anything. Right now, their focus is on the baby. On each other. On enjoying the moment they fought so hard to reach. But the doors are open. And the world is waiting. A surprise within a surprise, the letter from the baby. Just when fans thought there could be no more surprises, Song Hye Kyo posted a follow-up. A simple black and white photo of a letter. Written by her. Signed by the baby. The caption read, "He cried. I cried. Now we wait for you, little one." The letter read, "Dear Appa, I cannot wait to meet you. I've seen how you smile when Amma laughs. I've heard your voice humming lullabies you think no one hears. I felt the warmth of your hands before I was even born. Thank you for choosing love. I'll see you soon." No emojis. No hashtags. Just love. Fans lost it. Artists began drawing illustrations of what the baby might look like. Writers wrote poems. Composers wrote lullabies. And through it all, Lee Minute-ho remained quiet. Not because he was absent, but because for the first time, he didn't need to say anything. His heart was speaking loudly enough. One final moment that left everyone breathless. That night, just before midnight, the final video from their home dropped. A short, silent clip. Lee Minute-ho and Song Hye Kyo dancing slowly under string lights in their backyard. No music. No dialogue. Just the sound of the wind. His hand on her back. Her head on his chest. And in her other hand, a sonogram photo. The lights above flickered gently like stars watching from above. And the message that flashed across the screen read, "The greatest role of our lives begins now."